And hello there everyone, and this is Ragus96 here with another Nerf video. Today's Nerf video, as promised, is a modified Nerf crossbolt off of a eBay order that I placed on the 22nd. I was expecting this on the 1st, but I cannot complain. It is here early. So, it is a wonderful little crossbolt. I'm going to go over it the best I can, back to front. Yes, this is a crossbolt with a barrel extension on it. We will get to that. Starting off at the back, the mag release has definitely been modified. I can shoulder the blaster. Mag does not drop out. A nice stiff spring has been added, needs a definite push. The magazine, I'm guessing this is definitely not black vinyl dye. Some kind of black base coat. I'm gonna guess it is a Rust-Oleum. Kind of smells like Rust-Oleum paint. In all honesty, that's very weird that I can tell that. It smells like a Rust-Oleum, and it feels like a Rust-Oleum paint. I've used a lot of Rust-Oleum in the past. But the base coat for the blaster, it's very hard to tell the base coat, but at least for the white parts, it's clearly, hoping it was all gone over with a gray primer, which is definitely Rust-Oleum primer, with a white Rust-Oleum as well, and then the accents here done in maroon. The whole objective of this blaster is, one, it is silent. That's no noise, if you can hear that. There's going to be a range test video coming out before this, featuring this blaster, and you can see how quiet it is. I mean, that prime is just, it's definitely very, very, very quiet, and I do have some elite darts I will be filling up this magazine with when the time comes. So, moving on, the grip. Just have some nice black detailing. This definitely looks like black brush paint. Again, not sure what kind. It could be testers. It would have to be a flat, definitely possibly a semi-gloss, if it is testers or not. And it's done in all the accent areas. The bolt holes and where they would be corresponding. Good accent spots all across the blaster and as well as the foregrip, but we will get to this fancy little foregrip when the time comes. The priming handle here is nice. Of course, this crossbolt has all her locks removed. That's why I can physically prime with, you know, jam door open, no magazine in, no darts, all that stuff. The handle, as I said, trigger has definitely a tougher trigger spring than mine does. I put in the spring that came out of it. I did not upgrade it. That's something easy. You just go in to right about here. You just take these screws out from here back, and you can easily tease this open and put another spring in. No big deal there, but I definitely like the stiff trigger. It definitely gives the blaster a different feel, and I might just have to take mine apart to do it. That is one thing I take from this blaster. Moving on up, we can see no bow arms. They are cleaned off and then holes drilled directly through them to mount the string. Now that's different from other mods I've seen, but I like this because other mods, they drill holes sideways right in here, but then you drill a hole through the shell and then you're not getting as much string tension because it starts here instead of here. And I definitely like the tension on the string is very relaxed and all that, but again, once it's primed, that's pretty stiff. I mean, that's an easy mod. You go in there, you just move it a little bit, you tighten the knot, you put another knot in it, no big deal. So, that is really that. Moving on to the foregrip, a stock Retaliator foregrip with a battery compartment on the side here. Runs on 2 AAA batteries. I can get this to close now. Right there. With a switch right here. It's not a toggle switch. It is a momentary, so we have on and off, 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 on, off, off, on. I love this thing, just this, in all honesty, I like it a lot, and it was definitely, can't tell if it was an orange or black, or an orange or white foregrip, but what matters. Then we have this. This is its barrel extension. Definitely the same paints used, no doubt. I love how clean this line is right here. Very, very nice. Very nice tape job and all that. All blocked off. Very, very, very nice. And there is a end strike attachment point here, put on as good, as all honesty, as I think anyone would be able to put an end strike tag point on, with still having the blaster be disassembled. Just a different barrel was inserted. No problems there. So this goes on, put it the right way, slips on very nicely, and it blends well. The only problem I've run into with this blaster is operating it for about 2 days to a day and a half minimum now, is I'm not 100% if there's clear coat on this, and that's very noticeable. I mean, you saw me fight with that, but it's very noticeable. Like, we have this area here where we're getting some running of the maroon onto this. We can see it right here. You can definitely see it where the string's been rubbing on both sides, right there. And don't get me wrong, I don't have necessarily dirty hands, but it's white. And even if I haven't washed my hands in the past 3 hours, I've been working down here with trying a new painting technique, and I'm getting this dirty, and I already know I have to Windex or clean it with a scrub brush. Not trying to scrub the paint off, but otherwise the blaster looks great. I'm definitely going to find out if there's clear coat on this. If not, it's easy enough for me to disassemble this. Somehow I got to figure out how that string's held in, but it's easy enough for me to disassemble a blaster, and I have Rust-Oleum 2X Clear. I can easily just 2X Clear this whole thing in pieces. I mean, I could do it all together if I had no other choice. I could easily just 2X Clear the whole thing, and just make sure everything's proper. But like I said, this foregrip is the best thing in my mind. But this color combo, like that color combo is great. I love the gray, the white, the black detailing, and the maroon. I think is wonderful. That many colors on a blaster is perfect. And this is what kind of leads me to think that there's no clear coat, because this is still orange, and you can see where it's chipping off here. I mean, considering this is a friction fit part, that's going to happen anyway. So the only things I've had to do to this blaster to get it into performance order is, you see all this? This is all white lithium grease, because again, this prime is so much smoother now that that's been added. With clear coat, I probably wouldn't have had to do it. I personally would have done it anyway, but with it, I did the whole thing, and I even did where the string rubs in here as well, just to get as much lubricant as I could to the necessary places. And that happens every now and then. There we go. So, I mean, it is what it is. I'm definitely going to find out if there's clear coat on it or not. I do plan on using this blaster, as we saw in that video. Easily flat straight shot. She easily hits the full amount of the range, so 68 feet. A little bit of an angle about here. She'll hit probably about 72 if we were to totally angle it. I don't know why you're angling this high at a Nerf war unless someone's, 90 feet that way and you just want to scare them. At that point, I'd say this is one of those things where I wouldn't be trying to shoot 90 feet at someone accurately like this. You have no way to range find that. Rangefinders. You can't do that. If anything, this is the stealthy, like you come around the corner and it's just boom. You fire a dart, they're out. That's basically what this is for, and it's a wonderful blaster for that. I feel like this foregrip just has clear coat on it, but the rest doesn't. And I also added white lithium grease to this bottom tack rail, as well as the clip itself, and same with the barrel extension internals and the actual piece itself. So the creator is AJ Nerf Master on eBay. I will have a link to his channel when he makes one He is in the middle of making a lot other blasters. On his eBay at this moment, he does have a few blasters. He has an Ion Fire and pretty much the same color combo. I hope he watches this video. Huge shout out. I love this color combo. If he is accepting any comments, definitely tons and tons of clear coat is always key. It's just like a feel thing, you know. And I'm definitely going to be asking some questions as far as what primers and what's paint were used. But especially for black and any kind of base coats, I always recommend vinyl dye. It's the best. They gray vinyl dye. There's even red vinyl dye, blue vinyl dye. There's green vinyl dye. They're getting very exotic. I personally use gray and black for many of my base coats, as well as just to do a base coat. It's always nice to have a nice solid coat that you can then paint over. And personally, I still do use Rust-Oleum paint. I just picked up a new one that I will be doing a new paint job with, but a video on that when it's time. So this guy, I'm going to load up some darts. Definitely not a full mag, definitely not the full 12, but I'm going to load up a few and we're going to fire this thing. Alrighty, so a handful of darts just equals 6. That's awesome. So here we are. 6 in the mag, loaded. Let's do this thing. And there we are. All 6 darts. I'm going to kill the lights so I can show you just how awesome this is. Geez, I have way too many lights. Right? I see that it's totally not going to do anything, but here we have it. If you can see the difference here when I'm shining into the light compared to when I'm on the backdrop, compared to when it's actually being focused on a being, a zombie, a human, or whoever else you like to nerf with. So that is the video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Again, huge shout out to AJ. I'm gonna let you know this video is up, as well as I'm gonna ask you some questions, friendly questions. No problems with the blaster whatsoever. Performs exactly how you told me it would. It's a wonderful sleeper mod. I am so happy I picked it up, and I hope we can, you know, we can just talk about it a little bit, see what you did to this mag release, because it's definitely not as stiff as mine. Like when I shoulder it, it's not the traditional, like if I get in there, I can definitely pop it loose, but I can't on mine. So when I shoulder this, it's very nice. I don't have to be worried about accidentally tripping it down and having the magazine fall out. Wonderful. And I definitely want to talk to you about this foregrip, because this thing is sick. As well as how you got the barrel extension on here. So guys, thank you very much for watching. I'm super psyched about this blaster, if you can't tell. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in an upcoming video.